Okay, well, let's move along here because I've got a ton of questions popping in here. It looks like some are coming in from existing reps. If you're an existing rep and you're asking a question, guys, you've got my phone number. Just go through your new team orientation. Give us a call directly. You've got my direct line. I'm more than happy to talk with you and help you any way I can. So that's just for you guys out there. I'm not ignoring you, but trying to get to people that haven't signed up here yet. Here's a question from Brian Rose from Bellevue, Nebraska. And he says, how does Lightyear Wireless's compensation plan work? Is this a pyramid where everyone at the top makes all the money? Just one of them pyramids? No, actually, because it's a unilevel comp plan, I'll take this real quick, Ron, and then hopefully you can add to it again as well. The nice thing about it is you don't have to understand all the nuances exactly of the compensation plan to kind of get a good good feel for how this works. There's money paid out up front, okay, on bringing on new representatives, obviously. We talked about that. One of the things that attracted me is I came aboard as a senior manager because there wasn't the regional manager plan at that point when I joined, but it excited me that over 90%, actually it was 98% of all the money that comes in on the front end was being paid right back out on people coming in, because Lightyear's not set up here to make money from recruitments. They're here to incentivize us to go out and find other reps and ultimately other customers. So they give us a lot of money up front, but I think it's anywhere from 92 to 98% is paid out up front on new representatives coming in, and depending on how high you are in the compensation plan will determine how much of that you get. Like myself, I mean, I've worked my way up to president. There's my little presidential director ring that Lightyear gave me.
Nice.
Worked my way up to presidential director, and I'm getting all those coded bonuses all the way up. So I go out and enroll somebody. Let's say I bring in a senior manager for $325. I'm making $295, bam, right out of the gate on everyone coming in. I mean, it's amazing how much money is coming back in, and there's a lot more money. Obviously, that's going out to my organization, and I'm getting pieces of that too. But that's the beautiful thing about it is everywhere that you're bringing people in, as you start to build your organization, all those people that are in your coded bonus structure, when they're out there recruiting people, you're getting a piece of that too. So that money adds up fast. But the other nice thing about it is you're getting up to 10% of your personal volume within your organization, the people that are utilizing the phone service, for example, and up to 4% of your team's residual as well. So, what I loved about this, Ron, when I was presented this opportunity and got excited about it, is I love the fact that there's a lot of money up front, because the best way to get people motivated and get them moving forward is, number one, put their money back in their pocket as soon as possible, which here's a hint, guys. You're going to like our bonuses that we're going to talk about here today, because that's one of the things we're going to do is make sure you're getting your money back as soon as possible. But, put some money in people's pockets so that they can get aggressive and go out there and start sponsoring people. And then the other nice thing about that is as that volume starts to grow, we get paid weekly here at Lightyear Wireless. We get a check every week. The end of the month check is always the biggest because that includes our residual money that comes in from all the wireless and all the products being utilized within our organization. But, that's extremely powerful to watch that check, that residual money just continue to build. And eventually what happens is your bonus money eventually is exceeded by your residual money. That's kind of what we see over time. And that's what it's all about. But good question from Brian Rose. Hopefully I answered that well enough. Ron, did you want to add something to that? I'm sure I thoroughly confused people there.
Well, I think that's one of the key things. When we looked at other industries and other companies in our industry, and we looked at how they paid, it really shocked us because we saw how new people who joined the company would go out and enroll someone for $500, and that new person might not even get $1 for doing that, or they might get $25 because all the money was flowing upward, to the upper ranks in the company, and and they were the ones really doing all the work, putting in the effort. So what we did is we stacked our compensation plan where you actually make 40% of the money as a brand new person when you help a new person come in, and that's unheard of. I mean, $200 out of a $450 payment, or $100 out of a $295 payment going to a brand new person who helps someone join. So, and Eric, here's another quick fact I think that's important for everyone to know. is one of the presidential directors above you joined when we first started, when I first created this, and he sponsored someone who's a presidential director who makes more money than him, and that person helped bring you in, and now you make more money than all of them. So if it's a pyramid structure, then how does someone who comes in 3 years after or 4 years after have more success and make more money than people who are above them? And I think that's the key. It's the person that creates the most activity and produces the most results in Lightyear who makes the most money. So that's how we built this plan. So you are going to get paid extremely well for what you do, but you're also going to be able to override the time and efforts of other people and make a lot of money. So Eric, like you said, why can we pay so much money up front? Because we're in wireless. Let's face it. How do you think that those Verizon and AT&T stores are all over those malls? Paying thousands of dollars a month to lease, and then paying out hundreds and $200s and $300 bonuses just for one customer. That's how those dealers can afford to have those locations. So we're just in the most profitable, the most exciting, the most bought, the most used product in the world today, and that's why we're able to pay out so much money.
Right. And I wanted to make one more point here too that I think is kind of funny. I posted this on Facebook the other day. I had this little graphic. I wish I could have printed it off. I should have, but I've got this like tree of all these birds. And there's a bird sitting at the top who's the CEO of a company, and then it's got all these other like supervisors and then managers and then employees, and you can see like this poop coming down from the top onto the bird's face, and as it gets layer and layer down, it gets thicker and thicker, because it kind of crap rolls down in a corporate structure, kind of thing. Where I want you to think about that. I mean, think about a corporate structure where you've got a CEO. Then you you have a president, and you've got all the principals, and then you've got this corporate structure. I mean, if you look at any corporate structure in America, what is it? It's a pyramid, right? So I pride myself on helping people escape the pyramid scheme of corporate America, where you get stuck basically trading hours for dollars, working like a dog for somebody else, and they decide how much money that you're worth. Whereas here, you can come aboard. It's you could use the analogy of, let's say you're going to open up a radio store, okay, or an electronics store, okay. If you did that in corporate America, or you did that in a brick and mortar type of thing, and you went out there and you had to hire all these people, and you got all the sales staff, and you got all your inventory, and you got all this stuff together, and you're basically creating the structure, and you have all this overhead that you've got to cover. Well, this is a much better situation than corporate America, where you're stuck in the ranks, or where you have to go out there and invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in a company type of structure to build something up like that.